Hey, you guys, it is Crystal Nicole, and I have something I want to talk about. God has been dealing with me about this thing, and I feel like I may not be the only one, but I'm just going to go over something because I know what season a lot of people are in right now spiritually, because I'm in it with you. And I have an understanding of it, and I was meditating on it, just thinking about it. When I woke up, it clicked. I heard it loud and clear. Refiner's fire. So I'm reminded of Joseph, whom was integral, whom was gifted, whom had the biggest heart, the most bubbly, lively, happy person, and his brothers hated him for it. His brothers hated him because God showed him dreams and visions. His brothers hated him because his father gave him a coat of many different colors, because he was favored and gifted, because his mother was even favored by their father. So what did they do? They tried to kill him. Then they decided to sell him off into slavery. Then he went somewhere keeping his same heart posture. He didn't change who he was. He was still Joseph. He was still loving. He was still favored by God because he loved God, and he didn't change who he was because of his situation. And everywhere he went, it was blessed. And then someone accused him of rape because this woman wanted this man so bad that she tried to throw herself at him. And he was like, no, you're my master's wife. Got him put in jail. What did he do in jail? He flourished in jail. He didn't do anything wrong. He did everything right, despite everything wrong being done to him. And that is what his purging was. That was his refining fire. It wasn't that he wasn't a good man because he was. It wasn't that he wasn't doing what was right. He was. It was because God was perfecting something in him. And when he went and served years in jail, his gifts were still gifted, and they were still growing. They were still blessed. He was even in charge of the jail while he was in jail because he was still blessed. He was still favored. However, he was in jail for something he didn't do. He was going through some things that wasn't because of the things he did. He was reaping what he had not sown, but God saw fit for it. God was making him in the prison. God was making him even in a ditch. But what Joseph didn't do was switch up. Joseph stayed Joseph. Joseph kept praying. Joseph kept loving God and kept serving God and kept helping people. And he didn't even mess with that man's wife because it was wrong, because he had integrity. Despite what he went through, he didn't curse God. He did not change up. His heart stayed pure. His heart stayed clean. He may have lost some good clothes. He may have lost some comfortability, but he didn't lose him. And that's what the refiner fire does. It takes you through things that's not so deserving, but is necessary and is needed. And the right person with the right heart posture will not fold despite what they're in and what they're going through, because they're just solid. Therefore, Joseph was solid. Job was a man who loved God. He loved God so much that God told the devil, have you considered my servant Job? Because Satan was going to and fro, seeking who he can devour and seeking who he can destroy. God presented Job to the devil and said, what about him? And he tried it. God knew Job was solid. God knew Job wasn't going to fold. He wasn't going to flip. And the devil said, yeah, Job is only such a good man because you give him everything and he has everything and he wants for nothing. So God stripped Job of everything: children, flock, riches, health. Job suffered for years, tormented. His wife didn't even believe in him. His wife told him to curse God and die. His friends basically tried to make him believe he did something that he know he didn't do. And he was trying to explain to them how he didn't do anything wrong. What they were trying to do is to convince him that He was wrong in doing something, but he knew he was solid. He knew he didn't deserve it. He refused to flip. He refused to fold despite everything he had and everything he lost and everything he was going through. And his wife not believing in him, his friends not believing in him. And guess what God did after that happened? God restored Job. He made this man so rich. He gave him the most beautiful daughters. His restoration for Job was so major. Everything he went through, he reaped a greater capacity of restoration and riches. So much so that he even left an inheritance for his daughters. Most women back in those days had to be taken care of by their husband. This man had the most beautiful girls in the world and left them money, along with their brothers. This wasn't even heard of because he made sure his girls were straight. He left them wealth. That's one reason why I named my daughter Keziah, because one of Job's second kids that was the most blessed and the most beautiful name was Keziah. So yeah, pay attention to what you name kids. Nevertheless, Job didn't flip. Job didn't fold. Job went through what he went through, but his heart posture didn't change. God tested him because God will test everything that he loves. He gonna test it to make sure you really what you are and you really deserve what you're praying for and you're really good enough to have what you want. Whatever you're asking for, God is gonna test you to see if you deserve it, to see if you can handle it. He's going to take you through a process that's going to destroy everything in you that can't go to that next level with you. You might lose people, places, things, wives, husbands, friends, affiliates, associates, because what can't stand the fire will not come out of it. Whatever state you're in when you leave that refiner's fire, whatever you have left, that is the thing that God knows you need to take to the next level with you. Therefore, the things that you're going through, the things that you're suffering, and you know you're doing right, and you're integral, and you're acting right, and you paying your tithes, and you helping people, and you being a blessing, and you still suffering. Long suffering is called a fruit of the Spirit. Because it refines us, because it shows us what God made us. You come out of that fire realizing you more than what you thought you were. You come out of that fire stronger, polished, beautiful, glowing, blessed. And then God restores, and then God takes you to that next level with whatever remains. Because the fire is going to do two things. It's going to destroy what can be destroyed and purify what needs to be purified. It's going to refine you, and it don't feel good and it hurts and you're going to go through some stuff, but your test is to come out whole. Your test is to come out still loving, still integral, still respecting God, still hopeful, still filled with faith, still believing. My godmom used to always say, it's not what you're going through, it's about how you respond to what you're going through. That is the test. The test is, will I lose me in this fire? And if I lost me in this fire, I wasn't strong enough for what I'm asking for. He's going to build you up. He's going to bless you. He's going to set you in places you need to go. But before you go, there's this last little thing he got to do, and he got to test everything in you. Look at it like this. Let's say you pray that God gives you something or sends you something. And odds are you might be looking for that thing to come one way. But what God does is he starts showing you what you need to work on. Then he starts teaching you things. Then he starts equipping you and developing you to be able to sustain that thing, to be able to hold it, because whatever he gives you, he wants it to last. And sometimes we're not ready for what we're asking for. Sometimes we're not prepared enough, and there's a preparation for it. So he's going to teach you. He's going to prepare you. He's going to build. He's going to give you more information. He's going to show you what needs to go and show you what you need to change and what you need to do about it. And then once he does all of that, the last step is to test it. Let's see if this is ready for this thing now. I gave her all the resources. I told her what she needed to do. I worked on her. I corrected her. I developed her. Now let me see if she can take this. So he'll throw you in the fire, the refiner's fire. And everything in you going to be tested. Your patience, your integrity, how you handle hardships, how you handle things, your finances, your resources. And if I give you all this and build you up for all this, and you act right and you doing everything you're supposed to do, and you still suffer some stuff, and you still being treated crazy, and you going through some stuff that don't make no sense at all. People are tripping, people lying on you. It is crazy. But you know what? It's how you deal with it. God is testing your heart posture. He's testing to see if you're refined. You're in the fire. And it matters how you handle that situation. That is your final test before you get what you've been praying for. So it's not punishment. It's not to hurt you. It's not to harm you. It's a good thing. I promise you it's the last step before the blessing. You're in a transitional stage. I'm about to walk through those doors. You're in a state where God is saying, okay, let me see if it works. I did all the work. I taught her what I needed to teach her. I showed her what I needed to show her. I corrected what needed to be corrected. Now let me see if it works. If I give you this, will you be able to sustain it? Because I'm not going to give it to you if you ain't ready for it. He ain't giving it to you for you to mess up if you don't know how to manage it. Because what you're asking for, can you handle that? Can you cover it? Are you equipped for it? Not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually and monetarily. Therefore, I have to take you through the ringer and put you in places that's going to make you uncomfortable, that's going to hurt. And I want to see if you're going to still love me after it. Are you going to still trust me? Are you going to still seek my face? Are you going to still pray? Are you going to still say, okay, God, thank you for the good and the bad. Nevertheless, your will be done. Therefore, if you pass this test, the refiner's fire, if you come out still you, still whole, still loving, still merciful, still grateful, you've won. And what's coming after that is always abundance and restoration. And the prize that you've been waiting for and praying for and what you're expecting from God. Because that's just how he moves. It's in the Bible. He's been doing it like this for years. And some people's struggles are bigger than others, and some people go through more than others. It depends on the weight of the thing that you're asking for. But he has to refine you, and he has to test you to see if you've done the work and see if you're real, to see if you're solid, and to see if you're worthy. So don't count it strange. Count it a blessing. You just won. You're about to have it. It's about to land right in your lap. If you pass this test, you're going to be happy. You're also going to come out stronger. You're going to come out different in a good way. You're going to come out with some extra strength, and you're going to live an abundant, blessed life if you survive the fire. God wanted to see exactly what you're made of in this hour, in this season, and how your heart posture was. That was your rite of passage to your next level, to your next blessing, to your next big thing. And he's going to give you everything you need to be sustained over there. You're walking out as pure gold. Pure gold. And what's to come is going to be better than what's ever been. And the former things will be passed away. And the new would just be new and better. That's that latter rain. What's to come is better than what's been. And that is why it's been sucky. That is why you dealt with some weird stuff. That's why you've been tested in weird ways. That is why you had weird attacks. You passed that test with flying colors. Because there's no way God would give you your next if you hadn't. And this is that season. He's going to give you more grace. You're going to have more opportunities. Doors are about to start opening left and right. Just be prayerful. Don't make any moves without acknowledging God. Stay prayerful. The most important thing is to stay you. Nothing should cause you to switch up from who you are. I don't care what you're going through, unless it's switching up for the best and the better. Nothing should cause you to get mad at God, curse God, stop believing. If situations and circumstances can get you off your square, then you wasn't it. You wasn't solid. You was faking. You ain't real. You wasn't solid. You wasn't standing flat-footed on it. And those are the people God reward. People whose faith don't waver. You wasn't absolute about what you was asking God for and what you was praying for and how you believe God. Then you probably failed that test. The first wind that blew knocked over your house. Your foundation went right. The first moment somebody gave you to go off, you went off. The first person looked at you wrong, you ready to fight. The first person that took something from you, you ready to do something to their mama and their daddy. Like, no, that ain't the heart. God ain't finna put you in places where you are more influential. You're dealing with more people and you have more resources and more at your hands and you're more blessed. And you still a fool. You're a fool who know how to act in certain places. You know how to put on a front and a face. You ain't getting it. It's a front and a face. God gonna throw you in that fire. And if you burn, you ain't gold. You ain't solid. If you don't make it out that fire, you're wood. You made of shallow things. You're made of things that can be disposed of. You're disposable. And disposable ain't going into this next thing. This ain't for you. This ain't the playground you want to play on. We need to keep you over there. Back there with them people. That ain't real. That ain't put in the real work. That ain't right. Until your heart get to a place where God really pruned it and you right with God and you solid, you gotta stay over there. You can't go. You ain't allowed. Nevertheless, I'm done this time. I gotta go. And I pray that you guys enjoy this next season. You're gonna be full of joy. And just make sure you keep God first, because you want to keep it. Don't switch up. Stay you, despite whatever you experience or what you have or how much you have. Stay you. That is the win. You are about to experience the best days of your life.